Hello, this is me, Narayan, as a Java developer, and I created this new project called Mkflow. It is about the CI/CD pipeline where you can run some set of commands in a server where we're not bound to any limits of RAM in the processor. Unlike Jenkins, where you are bound to the limits of the server, where you can only run some sort of commands into that server limitation, how many RAM you can use, and the CPU within that server only. But this doesn't rely on the server where it's deployed to. So it's completely different, and it would create a new server instead. So the concept is pretty simple. We get the specification of the server from a YAML file, and we'll provision them into the cloud. Right now it only supports for the AWS cloud, and we collect this set of the commands that needs to be run into the provision server, and it would set the SSS key, the IP, the in and out bounds, and then it quickly runs that commands. That's how it works. So every job has an ID, and you can use that ID to just get the output of that job from the web interface. And it also actually provision a server which is the cheapest one available in the Amazon cloud. And this is how it looks like. We support GitHub hooks where everything you committed, it gets sent to the container, and we run some set of commands and we can deploy this source code. Or you can just run some commands directly without using the GitHub hooks. And I think we can start how it looks like, and let's try the demo now. So first we'll just clone the repository, and here we go. So we can see that we can run the Maven clean and install. Once it's done, we run the Docker build, and finally we run the Docker container within the Amazon EC2 instance. Right now it's deploying inside the Amazon EC2, which is a separate server. You can deploy it into the servers as well if you don't want a dedicated server just to run this small Quarkus application. It works as a hook, and you can see the logs as well from this URL where you provide the job ID, and you can see the logs of that specific job. Now to make it work, we're gonna send a request. We'll copy the payload. The payload contains all the essential service specification that we are going to provision into the Amazon cloud, and we also have a set of commands. There are two commands that I have mentioned, and we'll copy the URL. It would be as a post. So what we have is just a two set of commands that we're gonna run. And to make it work, we need to send this request and get the job ID. Once we get the job ID, that means now the job is already in process, where we'll have a new EC2 instance with the cheapest one available. Once we have this thing ready, we'll get the IP as well as the SSS key to connect to, and it's all happening at the back end. All we need to worry about is logs that we get from the server, and once the set of commands completed, that phase completes and the server gets destroyed automatically. Right now, it would take like 30 seconds to get the server up running. So here we go, all those two commands that we have, and those are the output. That's the feature been completed so far. There's a planning to do in a Bitbucket, GitLab webhooks, and Azure and Google Platform deployment, and also get notified in Slack. So please try it out, and please report the bug if there is any, and thanks for watching.